Hey, good people, welcome to Alkalis to Balance. I wanted to introduce myself and how I got to where I am today, and what kind of value and benefits you can get from being a part of this channel and watching some of my videos. I became a police officer in Toronto at a very young age as a Polish immigrant. It wasn't easy, and also being a woman in policing, it's a challenge because you're always proving yourself in a man's world. You're always working twice as hard. You're always, you want to be seen. You want to do well. Just because you're always in the position of, you're a woman. You're not as good as a man doing the job. So that was my experience. I loved doing what I was doing. I loved helping people. I loved giving advice. I loved changing people's lives just, by helping them and speaking with them about simple things that maybe in a crisis they weren't able to manage, especially when emotions come into play. It's very hard to make rational decisions. So that taught me a lot. And right before I became a police officer, my dream was to open up an alkaline lifestyle. This was back in 2003 when the boom wasn't even there. It was actually starting in Montreal, and I wanted to bring it into Toronto. So that's where I started learning about alkaline lifestyle, which was 18 years ago for me now. And I even had a business plan. I wanted to open up this amazing alkaline restaurant, vegan-based. And what happened was a year later, I got hired as a police officer. So my life went in a different direction, but I was always educating myself and wanting to know more and grow in that aspect, because it fascinated me how an alkaline lifestyle can really change your life. And I was inspired by someone who was an elder man, and he just looked amazing for his age, very young, very vibrant, very positive, and I always wanted to be like that. So throughout my policing career, I've studied and dug deep into that aspect, and I practiced a lot of the things in my life. So during that time, as I was policing, my mother got diagnosed with cancer, which led me to even more research, more excitement about the topic. And I've learned so many things: how you can heal your body naturally, how you can do simple steps every day to create a more balanced life. And a lot of people don't realize that the things we do in our home, the things we have in our home, the things we put in our body are toxic and are actually creating more harm, and it's accumulative. So it's not going to happen overnight where you're going to feel effects, but it's good to have the conscious type of living where you're aware of the things you're doing and you can make simple changes and tweak things. So I had addictions. As a police officer, it was very difficult. There was times where I drank just to forget, just to not think. But again, knowing those tools, I was able to cope and manage. So I was able to quit alcohol completely. I was able to eliminate my addictions to food, to tobacco, and it's really things that people are not talking about on a daily basis. But my goal is to inspire people with my journey, because as an immigrant coming from poverty, being raised by very young parents, coming to Canada and really feeling like an outsider for the very first few years of my life there, I've learned how to overcome challenges and how to cope with stress, that there is no stress, really, there's no bad incidents, because I've learned that those are lessons. And there's really nothing good or bad. It's just life, it's just lessons, it's how you perceive them. And that's what's helped me quit policing after 11 years of service, build a massive team, and that's my passion now, is to inspire people to live their authentic self, do what they love, do their passion. So it was very difficult for me to leave policing. Of course, I had the benefits, I had the security, and it took me a lot of work and reprogramming that I had to do on myself to be able to live the way I wanted to live. So I always dreamt of having this type of lifestyle where I can meet people, travel the world, live on my own terms, wake up when I want, have breakfast. I've always wanted to live in that type of freedom. And this was in my early 20s that I started dreaming like that. And the beautiful part is, guys, that I forgot about it. I let it go. And years later, that's where an opportunity came into my life. So the how happened without me controlling the how. And that's what a lot of people get fixated on. They don't dream big enough because they're like, no, it's impossible. How is that gonna happen? But that's the trick. If you can have big dreams, no matter how big, the how will happen if you let it go. If you're okay with it happening and you'll be happy whether it happens or not, and just let it go, that's what happens. In time, when you're ready, the universe will come to you and give you that dream, and you'll be able to realize, you'll be able to have what you want, and it will come to you in the most mysterious ways that you don't expect it. Maybe that person will come into your life, maybe that situation, maybe an opportunity. So I always encourage people to dream big without having expectations or attachments to it, that if it doesn't happen, you're going to suffer, or if it happens, great. If it doesn't, also great. And that's what happened. So I was able to leave policing and spent a lot of time searching for ways to heal my trauma from childhood. And I've also been able to heal myself by working with people for the last 20 years. And it's really simple, guys. It's simple because it's natural, it's organic, and it's just a way for us to be in balance, right? When we're out of balance, that's when so many different things happen, and being out of balance will affect your relationships, your career, your physical health, everything. So the whole key is to become balanced, and you can do that easily by living an alkaline lifestyle. So one of the things I do on a daily basis is I have a super green juice, and I also drink special water that helps me maintain the clarity, and what's helped me open up my soul and clean the barriers inside of me, to get to the next level, right? Because you have to start with your physical body. Taking care of your physical body will lead you to the emotional, the spiritual, the energetic aspect of our life, of our body. And you have to get in deep by starting with your physical health. That's what happened for me. Was really focusing on my physical aspect, just being aware, what you're putting into your body. I always ask myself, is this going to serve my body? Is this going to be like a bank account? Am I spending money, or am I saving money by putting this into my body? Does my body really need this? So I became very conscious and aware of that from a very young age. And it's just simply asking yourself that question: does my body really need this? Is it going to suffer? Am I poisoning it? Am I harming it? So when you realize that you are the best person, you are love, and you love yourself truly, it's going to come much easier for you to respect yourself and your body. And you're not going to want to do certain things and put certain things in your body, but it starts with awareness. It starts with knowing about that, right? So there's so many things that we do on a daily basis. 90% is subconscious, where we wake up and watch yourself. Everything is automatic. Every morning you wake up, you brush your teeth with the same hand, you go make your coffee or your tea, or you have your glass of water. So try challenging yourself a little bit by just doing different things, like maybe brush your teeth with your left hand, or maybe start with a glass of water, or maybe do some breathing exercises before you get out of bed, or visualize about how your day is going to look like. So start implementing a few things in your daily life that you can create little changes, so you're not running on automatic, you're actually running on a conscious program. And that's when you'll start seeing things happen. So it's just little baby steps, and then start looking at, just be aware of what you put on your body. What does this product contain? Does it have, toxic ingredients? Start looking at the labels, because remember, everything you put on your body, it absorbs into your skin, into your bloodstream in 30 seconds. So you have to be very mindful, like what deodorant you use, what perfumes you use, because that gets soaked up, and then your body has to work constantly to detox and clear that poison from your body. So be very mindful of that. What kind of creams you're using, what kind of perfumes you're using. Are you using deodorant that has different chemicals and toxins in them. So we're going to talk about that more, but starting to clean your body and eliminating toxins from entering your body is going to be the first step in really leading a more conscious, aware lifestyle, rather than just living on a program that was instilled to us from our parents, from our teachers, from religion, from church. You can really create your life when you become aware of the different things you're doing. So like my channel, subscribe. If anything I said resonated with you, throw in a comment or share your thoughts or share some of your experiences, how you were able to change your life, if you were able to leave the corporate world, if you were able to proceed with doing something that you love with your passion. I'd love to hear your story on, overcoming addictions. And subscribe to my Facebook private group. It's called Alkalize to Balance. And also, hit my website. You can subscribe and receive a free alkaline ebook, and I can also send you a personalized juice fast, which I'm going to talk about in my next video. But I'm going to have all the details in the link below. And love you guys. Thanks for listening.